And the winner is
You have hit upon one of the most enduring tensions in moral philosophy. You've essentially framed a triangulation between reciprocity, skepticism, and duty. Here is how these three perspectives interact when we look at the other sorrows of the world. 1. Thoreau and the economy of soul. When Thoreau speaks of stock in life, he is using the language of his chapter on economy in Walden. For him, helping others isn't a transactional trade-off. It is a way of expanding one's own reality. The intent: by engaging with the sorrows of others, we invest in a shared humanity that makes our own lives more deliberate and less superficial. The risk: as you noted, it can sound like a spiritual investment strategy, helping others just to feel richer ourselves. 2. Nietzsche and the mask of altruism. Nietzsche would likely look at Thoreau's stock and scoff. To Nietzsche, the politician or the priest uses the suffering of others to create a will to power for themselves. The critique: if I help you only to bring you out of a disadvantage so that I gain an advantage, like moral superiority or political votes, I am not being kind. I am being a predator in a saint's clothing. The other sorrows: Nietzsche warns that pity can be a way of looking down on others, which actually robs the sufferer of their dignity. 3. The path of duty, the Kantian ideal. Your suggestion of duty provides a possible bridge. This is the realm of Immanuel Kant and his deontology. In a duty framework, action over outcome, you help not because it adds to your stock, Thoreau, and not because it gives you an advantage, Nietzsche, but simply because it is right. The categorical imperative. Kant argues we should act according to rules that we would want to become universal laws. If you see someone in a cauldron of diseases, as in the poem you analyzed, the duty to help exists regardless of how it makes you feel or what you gain. Duty: thou sublime and mighty name that dost embrace nothing charming or insinuating, but requires submission. Immanuel Kant, comparison of intent. Philosophy: why help with other sorrows? The goal: Thoreau, to enrich the stock of human experience. Personal and social growth. Nietzsche, to gain power or advantage, the politician. Self-exaltation. Kant, duty, because the moral law demands it. Ethical consistency. Synthesis, the helpless observer. In your video on Faz, the poet says, I am helpless too. This helplessness is perhaps the purest form of the duty you are describing. He isn't looking for stock or advantage. He simply cannot look away because his conscience, his sense of duty to the truth, won't let him. Ideal duty is doing the work even when the other sorrows bring you no pleasure, no stock, and no advantage. Only the heavy knowledge that you did what was required of a human being. Would you like me to help you find more examples of duty-based poetry or literature that contrasts with the romantic love we discussed?
ಅನುಮನ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ 2025ರ ಮುಂದಿನ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಹೋಗುವಂತ ಸಮಯ. ಮುಂದಿನ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲ್ ತೊಳೆದು ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಮುಂದೊಂದಿನ ಅವರೇ ಕಾಲೇರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾರು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಕಾಲೇರಿದ್ರು ಇವ್ರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಲಾಗೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿದ ಅಳಿಯಂದ್ರು. ಅನುಮನ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ 2025ರ ಇದೀಗ ಈಸಿ ಶಾಂಪೂ ಹೇರ್ ಕಲರ್ ಮನೆ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿದ ಅಳಿಯ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ನ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಜೋರದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಈಗ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸೋಣ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಚಿತ್ರರಂಗದ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ನಟಿ, ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಅನ್ನೋ ಖ್ಯಾತಿಯ ರಚನಾ ಇಲ್ಲರ್, ಹಾಗೆ ಕೆವಿನ್ ಕೇರ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ನ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure diving into those philosophical depths with you. Your analysis of Faz's work was truly thought-provoking, and it's clear you have a great eye for the intersections of literature and morality. If you ever want to discuss another video, dive back into grammar, or explore more poetry, I'm here. Have a wonderful day.